Dear brothers and sisters, there is a question that has come up now in the wake of Gaza quite a bit, which is, how do you continue to teach while at the same time observing a genocide? And what should you be teaching? What should we be lecturing about? What should we be studying in the wake of this genocide? And how much does religion play a role in inspiring people to continue versus becoming complacent with the circumstances that are ahead of us? And subhanAllah, usually when something starts, there is a renewed interest in that cause. And so you'll find that there is almost unanimity where there is any place where people can speak about the issue, that everyone's talking about the same thing. And then as time goes on, you see that the nature of the khutbah start to change. You see that the nature of the lessons start to change. And that is indicative of how the people as a whole have moved on. Now, when it comes to Gaza, where you have something that has continued for so long and with no end really in sight when it comes to the cruelty of the Zionist occupation against our brothers and sisters, there is a question, what are we supposed to be focusing on at this point? And are we inspiring people towards contribution, or are we making them complacent with the circumstances ahead? And by the way, even with the people of Gaza, there is a sentiment at times that they don't want to continue to be spoken about as heroes. They want your support against their villains. They don't want you to keep talking about how great they are. They want you to be as great as you can so that you can uplift them in these terrible circumstances that they are in. This factors into a larger question: the role of religion, the role of religious teaching this day and age, and how we speak about these various things. And it goes back to a statement that Marx famously said, that religion is the opium of the people. That religion is a means of social control, that religion is a means of sedation, that religion is a means of complacency. And it does not cause people to rise above in the midst of their circumstances. Instead, it causes them to become complacent with their circumstances and for everyone to accept this as the divine will of God without making their best effort. And that can be true in regards to some religious teaching. It can be true in regards to some religions. When the foundation of religion is one that robs you of your choice, that robs you of your efforts, that robs you of your ability to impact and influence your own circumstances or the circumstances of someone else, then of course it can make you complacent. When you believe that we are in a puzzle, or we are in the midst of something that is happening without any control ourselves, of course, and especially if you believe that it's divinely sanctioned. What makes us different as Muslims, right? And subhanAllah, you'll find that there's a common phenomenon that's discussed, which is slaveholder religion versus liberation religion. Like, I want you to just think about this in terms of the United States slave trade. The slaveholders and the slave owners were using the Bible to oppress. They were constructing an image of God of the white Jesus, and you are meant to be this way because of the color of your skin, and this is what God has ordained for you. And even if they don't call it a caste system, it effectively becomes that you are like this because of something that you did or something that you deserve. We are like this because of something that we are privileged with and something that God has given to us. On the other hand, you have what would be the slave's theology, if they're able to see through that and to combat that. Right? And if you think about the up to 30% who were Muslims of the slaves, right? What were they reading from the Quran? How were they interpreting the Quran and the Hadith to fight back and to be inspired towards the revolts that we lead about today, where they sought to break the chains of slavery using religion, using religious text, and aspiring for something greater? So it comes up with, something, subhanAllah, that I've been talking about these days, which is the fada'il of Asham, the fada'il of the place, the virtues of the land of Asham, the virtues of Al-Aqsa, and all of these divine implications of this land that we see right now. And there's a question that is to be asked, and I believe it's a well-meaning question, by the way, which is, how much should we be talking about this right now? Should we just be talking about every single khutbah, the importance of fighting for the innocent? And we should be talking about fighting for the innocent. Should we be talking about just the current reality? Or should we draw from the past and paint a picture of what the future is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised for us? And how does that factor into our efforts today?